Welcome back to Disco Elysium, night 14. This might be it, guys. Team, this might be it. Last session we had done everything. We had found Ruby hiding out underneath a building by the boardwalk. We confronted her and she absconded. And then we headed back to the Whirling in Rags and met with the Mercs Tribunal. We somehow got out alive, I think with only 3 casualties from the Hardy Boys, and all 3 Mercs taken care of. We ourselves had taken a bullet to the pelvis, but lived on. And now we just got a pimp walk. It's actually probably for the best. We're cool as shit now. Kim survived. Thank God. And then, after 2 days of rest from our bullet wound, we found out that Clausia had left us a little gift in her apartment. And it was her opinion on the trajectory of the bullet that had killed the original Merc. That kind of kicked this entire investigation off and all of that. And after analyzing it, it looked like the shot was coming from a particular island that we hadn't been to before. So we had borrowed Lillian, best girl. Not true, but we simped for her. Lillian's little boat. Me and Kim took it out here. Me with a boombox in my ear and Kim being the man of the party. Rode our asses out here. And then we've been exploring it a little bit, and then we just woke up from a nightmare about our relationship with her ex-wife. And she was pregnant with another man's child, and we were pretty much doing everything we possibly could to get back in her good graces and win her back, but it was a nightmare, so to no avail. And she left, and we just roused from that. So, I don't know how much more of this game we have. I don't think it's a lot. But we'll see. I would like to get to the end here, but, you know, who knows? Who knows? It is a Friday night. Let's kick off the weekend right, baby. Sipping soju today, as opposed to seltzer. We are in the sauce, baby. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Oh, who cares? Oh, who cares? We're gonna carry on. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know if this is going to be a 2-hour-long session, 3-hour-long session, or a 20-minute-long session. Who knows? Obviously, I have thoughts about the game I want to talk about, and I'm not exactly sure. I was thinking about this. I don't know the proper outlet necessarily to talk about all of my feelings here. Obviously, I want to talk about it on the podcast, but both Keat and Colin want to play this game, / I'm going to force them to play this game. Small white flowers blossom all around you. And I feel like even revealing small things about this game that I think deserve talking about, a rubber dinghy, it's deflated, broken, might take something away. You know, this is a game that you should go into. Oh, a gentleman. I'm not ready for this. I'm still talking. This is a game that you want to go into, I think, as largely as blind as you possibly can. It's so utterly singular. It's actually kind of funny. I was just literally tuning into a streamer that I absolutely adore, Kyle Bosman. And we as chat have been trying to get him to play Disco Elysium for fucking months now. And he's like, it's on the docket, like if it comes up or whatever. Dude, he popped in for 45 minutes and he noped out. Because this game can do that to you. I get it. It's disappointing, because I know how this game obviously makes you work for it, you know? It's not a game that you just run around and jump up Superstar Mario style. This is a game that you sit with and think about and cry over and all of that, and it demands your attention and your focus. It's a huge time investment. It's a huge emotional investment. There's no doubt about it. I think I personally would have loved to stream this game and to interact, you know, with chat about the ideas presented and all of that. But I also get, you know, if you're a streamer who isn't necessarily, I guess, about this type of content, you hear Kuno for the first time slip the F slur, and immediately you're just like, excuse me, what? This is the kind of game you guys like? It's like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm hard-pressed to think of a more human game than this game. It goes everywhere, and, you know, we'll see how much more we have, but I would like to talk about that specifically, because I do think this game is scarily human in ways that we probably don't want to admit, but have to. No, fuck the tear, dude. We're over tear. It's a gun and a fucking katana or whatever the shit. Here's our homie.
An old man wearing
Look at him, dude.
Leans on the frame.
Kind of looks like Renee.
His rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp.
You the fire guy?
The what now? I can't hear you.
Did you recently tell 2 kids to put out their fire? 2 twins.
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
The position sounds like a hiding place.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
I can't tell if, like, is that the actual actor? Or is the mic quality on the actor shoddy? You've retained your eyesight.
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
Weak beard. I mean, weak head of hair as well. But, like, you can, if you're an older gentleman, you know, you lose your hair. That's what we're in for. But normally you compensate by having a dope-ass beard, you know? He certainly looks broken and tired, huh? Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
I fueled the generator, then used the console.
I should have burned that console down.
How did you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music.
He sounds like a fucking robot.
Playing on the water.
Yeah, that was me.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
Dude, it was not reactionary. It was cool.
The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate, hip gyrating, mental illness music.
Whatever, dude. Nice gun you got there.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
Dude's a real stick in the mud. Is that a Belmgrave?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samarin made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
Man, Kim sounded really surprised at that.
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
He pats the rifle.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
The Sinyao commune?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
His gaze turns inward. Your weapon has stayed true to you. Mine has stayed true to me too.
Yes. I bet you've killed a lot of people with it. You fascist fuck.
Read me like a book.
Have you come to make me one of them?
His grip on the rifle tightens.
His left eye twitches. With
No!
fear, rage.
I'm sorry, that was jarring. That was fucking jarring. He said the wrong eye.
We have come to ask you questions. Nothing more.
Fuck. Lieutenant pats his hand on his holster.
If you do not comply, we will take you in. Do you understand?
Another spitball lands in the ashes. That's all the answer he gives.
No, he's got to put the fucking gun down. He has to. Sir, I need you to put the gun down. I need you to put that gun down so we can talk further. We're with the police.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman.
What is this dude's
This
deal?
is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
So what, like, do we think he was one of the original communists in the revolution? And somehow he survived all these years?
His elbows rest on the frame stock, calmly for now. But he may still keep it in his hands. Looks like he knows the weapon.
I am an enemy commander of rank. Put it down.
The words, "I am an enemy commander,"
Fuck yeah,
sound
dude.
cold as iron from your lungs. The old man still hugs his gun.
And what rank would that be, dog?
Ooh, Lieutenant Double Yafrater.
A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army.
You know your shit?
To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
We think he's lying, right? Pick up the gun.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
Inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangon, 4.46 millimeter, made in Sinyao.
It's as he said. It's a triangle made in Sinyao.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a triangle, too.
Thanks, visual
It
calculus.
doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
Okay, stow the gun.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. Some kind of involuntary response. Something is slightly off with his motorics. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
Who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds again, dead and dull.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
I've decided. Great voice actor.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
But you've been on this island for 43 years?
No. I've been on other islands, too. I was in Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in '18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Again, you've been hiding here for 43 years.
43 years and 10 months.
That's insane.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
He looks across the water.
Always waiting. Always.
For what?
For her to return.
Oh, man.
Her who?
Girl child.
I was gonna say,
Revolution.
it's gotta be metaphorical. I dare not dream anymore.
Good. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
You said you deserted your unit.
I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered.
Jesus.
I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
Lapse of faith.
You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second is all it took
For what?
for reaction to take hold.
What's reaction?
Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men.
It wasn't reaction. You were just afraid.
It's the same thing. You haven't seen it. Not really. Not naked. It's impossible not to be afraid.
It remains unclear what it is. He makes leaps he doesn't expect you to follow.
And this was when?
Lieutenant instinctively looks to his notebook, but does not take it out.
He is still not convinced of his safety.
Yeah.
You should not be either.
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky, and it looked like it formed the clouds, storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
Dark magic.
The combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower,
He gestures toward it.
huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
He looks east.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
You didn't go to the map room.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened at the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
He looks at the sky. What was that?
Airships. I climbed out into hell. The landing was complete. The chain was submerged. I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
Seen what?
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know.
What?
That the bourgeois are not human.
Let's let him talk. I've always suspected the same.
Now is not the time, Lieutenant Yofreto.
Okay, understood.
I had to. I had to fight it. I could not stop anymore.
The old man falls silent. His black eyes keep piercing your skin as he looks to some great distance behind you, shaking his head slowly, retreating from it. What is this place, this island?
It's not an island, Dwight. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
What was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
You mean the landing? Retaking of Revachol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow.
He winces.
I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Alright, first, I'm not one of them.
Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people Deathblow?
Someone who's come to end this madness.
Iblis.
Iblis?
The black-eyed angel.
He nods. That's right, that's exactly what I am, dude. Don't you fucking forget it. Black-eyed angel? Hell yeah, that's dope as shit. I hope you survived all this time.
How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
That's a choice. You could have become, I don't know, self-employed, create the system.
You're insane and grotesque. Everyone steals. Vegetables, supplies. It's the life of a dog.
He coughs once more, then puts his hand on his belly. Are you pregnant too, dude? Don't tell me this. I couldn't handle it.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter.
Oh,
Red,
that's fine.
like beetroot. Been passing it in stool to...
Walk it off. You're fine.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
We have Druamine and other opioid-based painkillers. You must be in pain.
I have been running out of that stuff.
A light goes on in his eyes. He smacks his dry lips. Dude, this is a serious situation. You need to be looked over and we can do it.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in,
Alright.
and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
How have you coped? Mentally.
I haven't. I have holes in my brain.
Same, dude.
Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of...
His eyes roll into his skull and come back.
I don't even know what. Inferno?
I also live in hell.
At least you know it. The traders of this city turned the lights back on in the 30s, after the fighting stopped. Ruins, glittering in the dark like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
He looks down at his shoes, his face parched from the sun and the wind. There's a wince of pain in there somewhere.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
How have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds.
He closes his eyes.
Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them.
He shakes his head.
Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
How did you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy.
He nods toward the deflated tire in the
after
reeds.
dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
I wonder if there's any way we could have crossed paths with him up until this point, you know? If, like, at a particular time at night or something like that. Find him, like, hiding somewhere, or I don't know. Would be cool.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
He falls silent, his gaze fixed on the shacks huddled together across the water. Why don't you just walk there?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs.
Those are three pretty cool animals, bro.
Men without ideals are only animals.
You should have said, like, leeches, snakes, and manta rays, because they killed Steve Irwin.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
Ah, pigs eat, rabbits fuck, and dogs lick? I get it, dude, I get it. The weapons cache under St. Gislan, 22B. In the basement. Have you been there?
So you finally found it.
Ah, shit.
There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Belma Graves, right?
They were damaged beyond use.
I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
Wait, how did he get down there?
Wait, how did you access the building? It's locked. At least, now it is.
I didn't have to. Came in through the storm drains.
Storm drains?
There used to be a system that connected the bunkers, tunnels and such, under the church and everywhere. Most of them are gone now, collapsed, just bricks. All the old infrastructure has...
One more question. Do you smoke Tio Materi cigarettes?
I do.
Ever smoke them on the mainland?
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
Tell me another thing.
The old man looks across the water at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You said this is your termless surrender.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. A so-called Lieutenant W. Freighter.
That's right, we're the good guys.
Murderers. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International. The enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste Insolent.
Great delivery. I was just gonna ask that shit. I'm pretty sure we had only killed 3 people pre the start of this game, but we killed that dumb shit Merc. Shot him right in the cheek. It's 4 now, baby. We didn't kill that many people, dude. Murderers?
Take me
A lot of
to
better
them as
labels
a
for us.
prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can.
Is this gonna
relieve
end
my
with
duty.
me?
You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
Because I'd do it. That's badass. His hand shakes and he breaks into a coughing fit.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
You never signed the Revacholian Instrument of Surrender.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I answer to the Communist Party.
There's so much I want to unpack here, but we have to see how it
Is that part of
How it
why
ends.
you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
he just wipes the blood from his chin.
That's insane.
You're insane.
You're not wrong.
Radio shows, speed racing, sporting goods. None of it is real.
So you're a communist soldier from the communist army?
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
It sounds so like fucking like religious crusade-esque. People tending to their political party like this. But you said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
I mean, what does a political commissar do?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Lieutenant says softly.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a night philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology.
That means you're a trained communist, right?
He nods slowly. Then another tremor.
By the way, I'm a fascist.
You're not. You're part of the meat shield surrounding the real fascists while they rape children. That's what you are.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology.
Okay.
We have come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body. The expression on his face is unreadable. There's some sort of interference there. Neurological?
I have another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
What have you been using this gun for?
I've used it for killing people.
Cool, me too.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. Something you haven't felt in a while. But
what?
this is what you live for. This is the shit. The solution.
Ugh.
Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like
Oh, but what if I do?
No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Okay, so you're saying you killed people after active fighting stopped? Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Crenel? I know you want to tell me. Have you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two? Get personal, bro.
I don't want to tell you anything, you grotesque murderer.
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong.
He's the guy that also
the
told...
time.
Yeah, he told us to kiss my wife in a dream. She didn't kiss back. It was awkward as fuck. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor, Cornell?
The who now?
He leans in and cups his ear.
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
Three is kind of cute. But 5 is badass. You know who I mean.
The worm? There? In the monster armor you took from him?
It's to protect myself.
You don't have to explain to me. An ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
Lieutenant takes a sudden step toward him.
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect opener. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
Okay, we'll do all of it. I don't need your cooperation. I've got this.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that, jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Stop changing the subject. We have the murder weapon.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
Dramatically ask. You think we have the murder weapon?
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it.
I'm calling it. We have the murder weapon.
Good. This feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Doing
does.
things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
You're right. Feels fucking great.
Murder.
The old man does not say more. He just glances into the reeds and then twitches once more.
This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more.
We've done the ballistics. The shot came from this island.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession. You have been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
You said fascies. You're admitting you killed him.
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
He waves his hand. There's a twitch. Then one more one. And one more one in his right eye. Ugh. Ugh. There's a twitch. Then one more one. Wait, am I fucking an idiot? This feels like it makes no sense to me. There's a twitch, then one more one in his right eye.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. anything.
You're a communist. I talked to the dead man. He told me communism killed him.
Stupid twat.
The lieutenant looks at you with worry in his eyes.
You fucked with the wrong police officer. I have paranatural abilities.
Nature does not behave in a paranatural manner. Aberrant bourgeois musings, magic earl creatures, and esoteric sensations. It's all crypto-fascism. Your brain is rotting from the radio waves.
He looks at the air, then turns to the lieutenant.
He does not answer the provocation. It does not look like he thinks this approach worked.
What the fuck, dude? The paranatural angle? What the shit? It's worked this entire game.
Yeah, this just did nothing. But still, somehow you knew it was a communist.
How?
Perhaps you suspected it before you took the case. The vision was you remembering that.
But this did nothing.
Was it supposed to?
I will look deeper then.
The inland sea is dark, vast, and on the surface, meaningless.
Turn back to him.
Standing there, slack-jawed, brain festering.
Come on. What am I forgetting? On the side of your head.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
My head hurts now.
Who cares? There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. And on Clausia's balcony. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now, they're gonna come up.
Of course. Thank you, head. Thank you.
You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists.
Oh, come on, dude.
Who cares what
Come off it.
brand my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
Imagine being so possessed by ideology.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Duras.
Fucking imbecile.
The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
The maker is called Sansarique, and the size is 42 to 44. These are not the unusual horizontal pattern soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the sole.
Wait, maybe it's simpler than that.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Bro, people change shoes. It doesn't mean you weren't there, near the room the victim died in, sneaking about.
Racking those brains, are you?
Barely.
Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
You got me all wrong,
The
dude.
lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. You've almost got him. Just a last little push.
There were Maybells behind the victim's window.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinaise. Only here.
They blossom on the islets before. We fertilized them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May, before they ruined it. The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may.
A curious tremor passes his face. A young woman named Clausia. Ring any bells? These dried flowers were behind her window.
Classier.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
Yeah, Clausia. You hadn't heard her name, had you?
My ears don't reach the city.
You know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the merc.
With the victim.
He turns his sight from the whitening field of flowers and falls silent. Then the muscles in his jaw twitch, a spasm.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
He was a killer. But he was still under the protection of the law.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner.
You know, it's weird. Like, so much of the presentation of everything, all of his points so far have been grounded in his ideology. And truly have been driven via what his ideology requires of him. But this goes against all of that. This is like loser shit, you know? Which speaks to human instinct, and not ideology, which is superimposed upon human instinct. Like, of course, a survivor on the losing team would have thoughts like this, you know? If the roles had been reversed, the loser on the other team would be saying the same shit. You're all killers, you know? It's just so human and, like, childlike.
Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
He breathes through his flared nostrils.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
So you shot him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
And we got him. We got him. You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. While the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
Fuck, if you're holding your breath, I'll hold my breath
I
too.
had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore.
Hey, that's Clausia,
I was
okay?
breathing with them, in phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
Man, to project yourself into your bullets, it's pretty rad.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Lieutenant asks after a second of silence.
Yes.
A single word is all he gives.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
Lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly. Very slowly.
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
Oh my god, what a powerful response! He shrugs and smacks his lips.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
Let me say something ridiculous,
I don't
please.
understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
He cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle,
He explains.
I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
You pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a
Oh
form
my
of
god. So many
pity.
thoughts are swirling in my head right now.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder? The night of the murder.
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
So you were jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself.
Exactly.
Drugged
Exactly.
out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life.
Oh, it's so powerful. It's so powerful, dude.
And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
How long had you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have a skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there.
Ooh, did he take
She
it?
couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and ticket to Villiers,
He coughs.
and from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
This is the hidden buoy she told us about. You looked into it.
After she was gone,
He nods.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
no. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I'd put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
You saw her name on the passport. No, her name... It should have been a different name on the passport? No? You saw her name on the passport, but before, when I said her name is Clausia, you didn't seem to recognize it.
You didn't say Clausia in there.
Yeah. What did it say her name was in the passport? She told us, right?
It was something.
Katerina or
I
something?
don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Moving on. Did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks. And a body hard and lean and bruised all over. Black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating.
Alright, creep.
I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook? From the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
He's setting it up for you.
How did you see all this? The bruises that she was beaten?
I'm not blind, am I?
How does he know those minute details about her body?
It quickly comes to you.
The bruises on her body. Any chance you've seen them through a hole in the wall?
Oh, yes.
Ugh.
cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife, masturbating
Did you make that hole?
with a clip point knife.
Good for listening in, too. For hearing the moaning and the snorts.
Ever see her through a window? On a roof?
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
You've been through the secret route behind the whirling in rags. Those were your footprints there. You changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works.
It's a really well written little piece of dialogue there. So devastatingly sad.
You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Like, this is good writing. When, obviously, you know literally what they're talking about, but there's another conversation that is transposed over top of the literal words on the page. He's saying things about a woman in a room doing things, watching her, how he's watching her, but it's coming from another place. He's saying something else entirely. And it's weird, dude. It's like a piece of paper and then a laminate over the paper with, like, drawings on it and shit. And they're both real, you know? They're both the story. But the process of, like, internalizing it it's so strange and powerful. This is like what good literature does to you, you know? It's not about a character doing a thing on a page. Hard to explain, holy fuck.
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen.
Oh, his pen isn't
quick glance
fucking
at you.
levitating anymore.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
Dude, I wonder if we can find him at some point in our playthrough.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night.
I don't think we ever found a spare key. He points toward the whirling in rags. You wanted to punish her, so you killed him.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
He shakes his head and stares at the ashes. It feels especially uncomfortable without the umlaut over the O. It's not you hate women too, to like separate you from misogyny. It's just you hate women too, you know? I hate women too. It's insane. I don't even know, dude. I don't want to commit to anything here. Claudia fucking ruled, dude. Continues to rule. She's still alive, I hope. One is pretty non-committal, but honest. You saw through her, so did I.
You're delusional.
Come on, bro.
There's nothing to see in
You know
the
nothing
soul
about
of a
me.
bourgeois woman. It's the same as the surface. Sick hedonism and desperation.
Dude, I hate women too, you know?
True. There is something bourgeois about women.
Wait,
The weak are more vulnerable to exploitation by capital, unless they rise up in arms, which the likes of her...
is that the one thing that communists and fascists can agree upon? This entire game, I thought that was strictly a fascist joke. And now you're telling me the communists were also in on the joke. They're all misogynists. What the fuck?
Twisted by psychopharmaceuticals, alcohol, and the class interests of the bourgeoisie. They all are women nowadays.
Oh my god, dude. You had feelings for that woman.
There's
Dude,
nothing
everyone
to
had feelings for that woman. It's fine. It's
Only
fine.
It's not enough.
But see, like, this woman to... What's his name? Iosif? Yosef? It's not about Claudia at all. It's about what Claudia represents. It could have been any woman.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness.
Again, he's appealing to instinct. He's not appealing to ideology anymore. Like, literally, that's why the women gave the men the Maybells or whatever on their way to war, you know? The thing worth fighting for. Was that why you left the dried flowers behind her window?
No,
Why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this?
The day after I killed him.
Yeah. You killed her boyfriend while they were fucking. And you brought her Maybells?
Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted to manipulate her.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now.
A convenient
I wouldn't just
excuse.
sit here waiting for you. If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
Whatever, dude.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you once more.
So in conclusion, it wasn't about him. It was about her. But it wasn't about her. It was about all the hers. It could have been about any her. 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 What a word in your mouth. Her. That's a weird sound to make. Kinda sounds like you're having a stroke. Her. Her. He repeats, staring at the ashes, then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement.
Where is she? That's classy.
The old man looks at
I
you.
haven't seen her there for days.
Dude, she booked it, dude.
Safe and sound, sire. Surely you have not misplaced the witness.
We lie, dude. We lying out of our teeth. That's the point of the playthrough. We arrested her.
Locked up with your masters, like I'll be. Maybe we'll meet.
Maybe.
She
Weirdo.
kept staring into the scope, you know. In the end, like she knew.
You're lying to yourself, bro.
Staring at the island, the fort, like she knew I was here. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He knew she knows. She was looking at the island, figuring it out, day by day.
There's no
cigarette by
way.
cigarette.
There's no way. I mean, she's sharp as shit. She's a fucking survivor, but there's no way.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He likes talking.
Easy check to make. Been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back. The familiar put of hatred.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world.
I met quite a few.
Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Anything more?
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals. Like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
Hey, okay, Andre's alright. Egghead's the best. Alright? You shut your mouth. He keeps shaking his head with sorrow for the sight he missed. Man, Andre's still doing his dumb dance, right? We never went back and danced with him anymore. Fuck! Oh, that's a loose end. Didn't dance with Andre. Number 1 on the list. That all?
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her
Hey, Joyce is a fine woman.
porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough.
Renee?
that the
Dude, he's dead.
racists
Sorry,
and
bro.
Liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Like this again, bleeding through is not the ideology, it's the fact that he lost in the war. Which isn't nothing, obviously. Which isn't nothing.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Coyamorang, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Okay then.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt, Frisell, is now dead.
Stay with me. But there is something there. Like, that is like... How many oligarchies of the past, you know, like, having a puritanical bloodline, interbreeding and all of that, was, like, so pivotally important. Once you have found the righteous leader or whatever, that person has to persevere, but obviously the body degrades, and they have to have children, and the best way to preserve that original body is to keep the blood, air quotes, as clean as possible. I think that's what he's saying here. Like, that's all they want to do, is ensure that the blood is maintained. A gross concept, obviously. More striking, I think, than, you know, just initially offensive. Now, I have some questions about this.
We did good when we pushed him under the horse car. Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
He breathes in, his breath heavy with hatred. The fuck was that, dude? Speaking in tongues, you cannot make out a single word. It was probably misogynistic.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
Alright, this dude's fucked up in the head, dude.
There was something about the statue and nihilistic advertising agency people.
You picked that up, conceptualization.
Might be worth investigating. And the Sucrian on her yacht? Joyce? Probably.
Who the fuck else? Reaction speed. Thank you. Why was that formidable?
Going under. Those are the tent kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Disco whores.
Whores.
Good delivery on that word, is all he says. Even that word has to be pushed through his teeth with great force. The rage seethes too hard. There is something about the statue on the roundabout and syphilis?
Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse.
He fires quickly.
The statue is an abomination.
Abomination.
The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine.
Oh yeah, they mentioned that
cocaine,
so long ago.
and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
He breathes in with a wheeze of hatred. They mentioned some like pandemic of like a bacterial infection that like fucked up people's heads, and I had initially diagnosed it as metaphorical. But it's syphilis this entire time.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic.
Thank you,
He was
Encyclopedia.
just mad.
And he still went on to govern
You can be
Revachol
mad and
for
have syphilis.
25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues, too.
Loser
Hundreds of
mode.
them. What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Because the king is holy and his statues are indestructible. Because cynical advertising yuppies erected a deconstructed version of it.
That's right. Some advertising cockroaches erected a cynical deconstruction of it.
That's what I just fucking said, dude.
We tore it down with honest working-class plastic explosives. And there it is again.
He shakes his head in disgust.
Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in Yekokata.
Hardcore!
Wait, the bullet hole in Philippe's heart. The statue had been shot. That
Ah.
was him.
It was you. You shot the statue. There was a bullet in his heart.
I did. A needless, sentimental gesture.
Yeah.
I should have spared the bullet for a deformed monster of liberal capitalism. Shameful, really.
Yes, shameful. So many others to punish over the years. Isn't that right, detective?
That's it for the statue then. Tell me, Mr. Dross.
The fat union man let them put it there. Corrupt as he is. Probably got a fat check for it, too. Shared with the law.
He keeps having opinions about the union's leadership.
You mentioned the Union is social democratic, and Mr. Clare a farce of a social democrat.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity with the union's top brass.
Who's a disappointment? Everett Clare?
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass.
Probably can't reach.
I mean, the brains of the operation. The smart one.
Edgar.
You mean Edgar? Everett's brother?
He talks a big game about uprising and social base. They must have sent the smart one to some university in Le Jardin, where it's alienation this and hegemony that.
You've talked to Edgar?
First against the wall with him.
He stopped poking at the ash now, just shakes his
The
head.
Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to.
Have you approached them?
I haven't approached anyone. I've hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he
Interesting.
know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains.
He points to the path leading to the tower.
Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things.
When was this?
20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
That's around the time the Clares came to power.
What did you talk about?
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzoff. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff.
Amen.
Oh, and charity, too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
And he let you be here?
Let me be here? The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
Mr. Dross, did you kill the Cornell mercenary for the Clares? To incite a riot?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them. But he's insinuating something.
I agree.
There is more here. You can feel it. He was not outright lying, but almost.
What's the deal between him and Edgar?
The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water.
20 years ago when you met Edgar, the Clares didn't run the Union yet, did they? A sputter from the old man.
He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
Who did?
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation. And money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
His eyes glistened suddenly with hatred. She was also a woman, wasn't she? Like that Klasia.
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muskova bag over her shoulder that she liked to bring to work.
And then what? She just disappeared?
Called in, they say. On the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
He squints and smiles at the black logs.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not.
You could swear you see the embers glow again, under his eyes in the dust. Edgar had someone make the call. Why is that, Mr. Dross?
She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is. The bend in the river.
Why?
Because she was dead.
Just say nothing.
The cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled? Hard to say. It was a sloppy job. And a moving target.
Damn, dude.
She was going home. Waddling. Dressed in yellow. Drunk like she often was. The ruins were black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm. She tried to cross the canal, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish in the hell around her, and the ruins.
Be abstract here. A bit of drama.
It was... you.
It was someone. Someone shot her.
He shrugs, his eyes grow cold suddenly.
Or maybe she just fell. I get these violent ideations. My memory is filled with holes, especially the 30s. All I know is nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal.
The sputter again, nothing more.
If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk.
Really, Kim? Really? Lieutenant says in a voice even calmer, as if it were nothing at all.
We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW.
Okay.
You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate workers' state.
Alright,
Go
dude.
shit.
Alright, dude.
No,
Talk about an
you.
olive branch.
I'm Reva Sholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to anything.
Okay, then that's that. But I know.
All you know is I saw it happen, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Her plump body bobbing up and down in that canal like a cork. That chick yellow bag still on her, strangling her.
The fuck, dude? What the fuck, bro?
The same old freezing hatred.
Alright, I gotta pee. Okay. The boom 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 morons on the ice.
They were boom boom imbeciles. At least they're not there anymore.
He gestures towards
What
the
more
ice.
is there to say? They're duped by bourgeois culture. I've seen their kind pop up, like worms after the rain.
What more is there to say? You've always got something to say.
Damn straight. I let them in the church. The boom boom is now in the church.
I don't think now is the time for this, officer.
Alright, Kim. Alright.
To no avail.
I saw you. Serves that pigsty right to have them in there. Ghoulish sarcophagus. The ecclesiastes are all pedophiles.
A jarring generalization. However, the blood-drenched Sucriant on her boat. What is a Sucriant?
A sucrion, a bloodsucker, the rich whore on our...
Oh, you mean Joyce.
Women like her feed on the life energy of young working class men.
Man, he really does
They
hate
let
women.
her.
He hates women.
I can't believe the inert lumpen out there. They just let her drive her little boat like that. No violence, not even a robbery. The working class has lost their appetite for justice.
His voice trails off in disappointment.
If only he had the ammunition.
By the cock parading in his colorful uniform, you mean Renee.
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game.
Alright,
I don't
ultimate
care
gatekeeper
what
of
they say
game
on
playing.
Radio June. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the
Bada bing,
board
bada boom.
each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A petank maniac race traitor.
Whoa, whoa, let's back off before you get too agitated.
What is there to be agitated about? The unholy ghoul.
His hand trembles with rage.
He reminds me of everything we fought for. At least we killed Dafistel and his kingsman.
Damn, you got agitated anyway. Well, he's dead now, so... Well, I'm glad we talked about this. Now,
Glad. It's all gone.
here we go, baby. Assess his body language.
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. For a man who's spent 44 years hidden in the urban wild,
He is surprisingly okay.
indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice despite the cough, is there. It is capable of expressing complicated ideas. Above all, he seems animated.
Animated by what?
It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained by his nervous system.
Dementia?
You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even, not senile.
Mr. Dross. You okay? How's your memory?
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
There it is again.
Fair enough.
Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course.
Josef Lilianovich Dross, you're under arrest for the murder of the colonel here in Martinez.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movements and mood swings he's been exhibiting.
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution.
Gotcha,
You will
bitch.
be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But...
Do you understand, sir?
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He looks at the reeds, eyes submerged in growing terror.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
Oh, God. First say, does it have room for 3?
Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him.
No, I've
now,
done that
while the
logic
other
puzzle
stays
before.
here. But
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
Who watches him there while I come back for you?
you come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is a fucking farce. I can't.
Lillian. You could ask her, maybe.
Maybe I can just ask the net picker to watch him?
This is no harmless old man.
This
And I also have her fucking
world.
sword.
This world. What is this?
I ask that every fucking day, Joseph. Below the confusion and rage, a fit of jamais vu like yours? The thought passes, more pressing matters to take its place.
No, listen. Listen now.
You could come back for me once you've taken him to the precinct.
No, it would take a whole day on this island. You go and transport the prisoner. I'll be here. I can escort him to the pier.
No need to be polite, I'll do it.
This world. What are you talking about? Is this... us?
Your skin is crawling suddenly.
Ooh, shivers, don't say such. Whoa, what is happening? It's a screenshot, that's what's happening. What the fuck? Excuse me, what the fuck?
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
I can't. I fucking can't with this game, yo. Gary and Morell were right. Gary! What is that?
What are you talking about?
The old man looks at the reeds, then at you. The giant stick insect!
There's nothing there.
Oh god, dude, they're giving me the fucking song again.
The stick insect is over.
Yo, that portrait though.
It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you, and your gun hand rise instinctively.
I've finally gone insane.
The lieutenant's hand on your back, and then you hear him say 4 words.
We are best friends. We're best friends forever. I love you, man. Best man at wedding?
I can see it.
Not as good.
Thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane.
This is quite a presence, though. This is freaky.
But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence.
Just end this.
Its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
Lieutenant whispers, then takes a step toward the judge. What are you doing, Kim? Wait, what in the fuck is happening? What in the fuck is going on right now? That was the right one, right? What the shit, dude?
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
It's red, dude. Hold on.
We can't just leave it standing there. We have to do something. It could be connected somehow. Even.
What the fuck are you talking about,
I've
bro?
never seen him get this excited. His voice is almost trembling.
This is the Insulindian phasmid.
It is.
Dude, Kim is so fucking hype. Look at him, dude. Lieutenant whispers behind you. You hear the familiar ring of his jacket unzipping slowly. Kim, what are you trying to do here, bro? Painstakingly
You
so.
glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open, extremely carefully. It's the camera. No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
Are you sure you won't scare it off?
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
We just left our problem in the past. We just left the communard who admitted to murder. Oh my god, look at this thing, dude. It's terrifying. I hate it.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of
I won't be able
motion
to approach
through
it.
the
I won't be
phasmid's
able to.
limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear,
Okay, take the picture.
with the sound of metal sliding against metal. The lieutenant reveals the lens. The glass glints in his hand as he begins to slide in an ampoule. You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. The motions are quick, sudden.
The ampoule will produce a loud hiss. You're right. It could scare it away. I need a better moment when it's not looking.
Dude, I can't make the check though.
I'm on standby, he thinks, his hands sweaty around the machine. The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air. Slowly.
Dude, I have 1 electrochemistry. I have 1. Oh god, this piece of music. Oh my god, dude. Say something to it. Quietly. Something like... Hey.
The creature tilts its tiny head to the side and appears to look at you. It is incredibly light, like the slightest gust of wind should blow it away. But it doesn't. The air moves through it. Its slender sticks.
Fuck! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Electrochemistry? What the shit? I did what I could! Fuck! Fuck! No!
You barely get to take one step. The invertebrate runs at uncanny speed, skating away across the water. It's gone, like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but rings on the sea's calm.
Kim, you should have took the picture, bro.
It's blending into the tufts of reeds in the distance, moving from islet to islet.
Where? Where did it go?
Lieutenant has the camera in one hand and a slip of white paper in the other
You
developing.
never had a chance. There was something off the moment you approached it.
No!
Of humans, your voice echoes on the water.
I think it went into the reeds there, on the islet.
Looks like it doesn't like to stay out in the open for long.
How did it do that? Glide?
It appears the insect can walk on water, like a water strider, you know? It's almost as fast. Uncanny.
Tell me you got the picture.
He shakes his head
No.
in silence, an expression on his face that you've never seen there before.
Oh, you didn't get the picture.
No.
Oh. He shows you the white slip of paper. There's a rainbow of color, blue, white, yellow, and brown, like a child's painting.
However hard you squint, you can't make out anything recognizable, let alone a stick insect.
I tried, but it was
know.
moving too fast.
I
And I
know.
didn't get the ampoule in right. And damn it, I believe my eyes. It was there.
And now,
What now?
the man behind you repeats suddenly. He's put his hand into the ash. It's dirty and
In
black.
some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect's not looking so good. We should check him over. Also, it looks like it has some kind of nest there. Maybe there's proof in there.
In the reeds, where the phasmid was hiding, you see a little flash of white. Porcelain white.
Okay, well now that I wasted all of my skill points on something that doesn't fucking matter. But it does matter. There you go, electrochemical system. Enjoy that too, bro. Didn't I have that other drug? Pyrrolidon? Did I give that up at some point? Now my boy's feeling good. Yeah, but where's the nest, dude? What fucking nest are you talking about? Wait, what the shit? Is that the helmet?
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown.
Don't think this helmet would have helped me anyway.
It would have looked very impressive. Still, you found it all. Now your mortal coil is completely protected. Few cops are this futuristic.
Yeah. At least now I am truly invincible. Don't fuck with me, babe. Don't fuck with me, babe. Now where the fuck is that insect? Clausia's passport? What the shit?
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Iran,
Katarazine.
is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
Look at the
It's
photo.
Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow.
What's this doing in the Phasmin's nest?
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or
Perhaps for some... I think the Phasmid took it.
like a magpie?
Yeah.
What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual.
More unusual than that thing even existing?
I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
It says Katarzyna Alicia.
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Klasia comes from. Remember? God damn it. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Katarzyna Alicia was supposed to be her real name. She lied to us.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time. In a way, she's still lying to us right now.
What's her real name then?
I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alasia, or Klasia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
Wild, dude. T932 rifle scope. Man, 30 real. A common 30mm sniper scope attachable to almost any bolt-action 4.46 caliber uses an older style non-dotted range-finding reticle. Seaweed is still stuck on the lens, and it's suffered water damage from its time in the Phasmid's dowry. Don't care about that. Triangong 4.46. $70, holy fuck. The bolt-action 4.46 caliber Triangong is the poor man's sniper rifle. While not the most reliable of firearms, it is relatively precise due to a very manageable recoil, thus allowing the shooter to take multiple consecutive shots fast. This particular piece is missing a scope, though. Guess what, bro? Where's my Resident Evil shit? Alright. Phasmid's gone. Check on the deserter now. Okay. What's up, dude? You see that shit? It was wild.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
Something is very wrong with him now.
Sir, how could you not see the Phasmid? He stares at the reeds and falls silent.
Mr. Duras?
He better not die.
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking, like an addict of some terrible substance. A light shiver passes him, followed by...
Is he gonna fucking die? Is he gonna
His
fucking
hands
die?
are trembling, and he breathes slowly.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Duras?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What's happened to this man?
Old age and shock.
I think it's the Phasmid.
Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the Phasmid, the combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
He couldn't see it, Kim. Just the reeds for him.
That could be part of the shock. But you're right, something is off here.
Dude, why are you making
Mr.
me...
Duras.
Like, I thought we had it nailed. What are you talking about?
No response.
Maybe this is how the Phasmid has stayed hidden all these years.
Then how did we see it? Oh, you mean, whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief, and hence not credible. But anyone who spends a long time with it...
Yes, you forget it's there.
Mr. Dross, have you ever seen a stick insect pretending to be the reeds?
The old man stutters.
The doctors will have to look at this. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse.
Before, when I evaluated his state, he seemed strangely animated.
He was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, with little hygiene or medication, I would expect worse.
And perhaps this animation is induced by something in the Phasmid?
It does not seem to be animated now it's
What
left.
the shit is going on?
Honestly, I'm ready to believe anything at this point. Maybe it is psychoactive. I mean, why not? It's 3 meters tall.
He takes off his glasses and cleans them. When he puts them back on, he's still staring at the sea. Been here for a long time. Who knows how much of it... Who knows how much of it in its company?
He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him. Like he didn't want to leave this place. And the insect, maybe.
Why are you... Kim, for all of the insane shit that I've said throughout the entirety of this experience, why is me saying that a 3-meter tall stick bug psychoactively manipulated his psyche to be the way he is? Why are you okay with that?
I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I
Yeah.
hope I remember all of this.
We'll start taking notes now,
This
bro.
will be one hell of a report. They'll think we're insane.
They already think I'm insane, bro. It's
You
okay.
would have to be very convincing and very sober to make them believe so.
Look at my stats down here, bro. Look at this. The badge of honor. We found some things in the Phasmid's nest, Mr. Dross.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should. Nothing. Just dull. The last embers have gone out. The war is over.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the Phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
Show him the Orionese
No
passport.
reaction. His breathing is slow, and he appears very old all of a sudden. Around 80. This is an old man, at last. No longer a tin soldier, but the broken down remains of a man.
You didn't have to put it so sadly.
Did you take this passport and other papers from a boy on the coast?
The spirits.
He hears us. The spirit?
No reply. He's gone again.
Try something else? We got him back for a moment.
I lost.
You lost it, Mr. Dross?
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the score. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie Phasmid.
Lieutenant observes the lens sparkle in your hand.
This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even a sigh.
I'm gonna let you rest now, Mr. Dross.
The plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. The blacks of his eyes are receding. His pupils are returning to normal. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail old bones in a sack of tracksuit trousers and a windbreaker.
Hang tight.
We should think about getting back to the mainland.
The return.
To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
What about the fucking crazy Phasmid, though, bro? Is that all? Dude. Electrochemistry? What the... What? What? Good sir.
Yes? Yes?
Only but one you should be
Yes?
What if you did it?
Did what? The hanged man?
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. Forgetting was merely a matter of convenience. Very clever. Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing. And you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it. Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Kim. Kim. I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man and then tricked myself into forgetting about it.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
Yeah, but it all makes so much sense. It would have been so convenient for me to forget about all the murder and everything
Thus
else.
far, your memory loss does not seem to be convenient for you or anyone else. except insofar as you've managed to avoid doing any work.
So you're saying I didn't kill him, but Kim, it turned out to be that I was the one racing around town in my motor carriage.
The victim wasn't run over by a drunk driver. So, while I can't condone your driving habits, the cases remain unrelated. Look, it's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is identified and apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So, let's get back to it, shall we?
It had to be the most game-breaky time to do that. Okay. Why do we feel so comfortable just leaving him here? At least put a leash on him, right? That's humane. Is this where we came from? Is this the blast door? Kim, I just want you to know, I'm currently high on speed and drunk. I also can't really breathe in this mask very good. What's that red dildo in my hand?
ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
Kim, what is the ICM?
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army, the black and white army of the revolution.
Sounds an awful lot like.
RCM, it sounds like RCM. Revachol Citizens Militia.
It does.
Why?
The RCM may descend from the ICM.
May?
It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. A mediocre athlete would pant from dragging around his body on a busted crutch. But not you. You're thinking about politics with blood dripping down your thigh.
ICM sounds a lot like the Insane Clown Posse. Very close to the Insane Clown Posse. Nice and normal that way.
That's just a coincidence, officer. The Co-Mail was founded in 32.
He bows to inspect the barrel. A white star.
No, an upside-down star.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
Oh, are those specks stars too?
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
Looks old. What's it still doing here?
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Gefreiter.
I like when you call me that.
One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullet.
Where the fuck's the boat, dude? Back to the one chord. Here we go.
Is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Hey Kim. Let's return to the mainland.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Who? Who? You know we're RP walking.
Look what the tide brought in.
The man says in measured tone. Suddenly his expression changed and he tilts his head.
I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that gear, but there's no doubt in my mind that some bad people are looking for it. Also, you look like a fucking idiot.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
Dude, forget about all this. There's a giant...
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
The armor? No one else seems bothered by it.
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton.
Yeah, I'm a cop in a goddamn exoskeleton.
Actually, are you? Are you still a cop? There's so much disco going on, it's hard to tell.
This is the dude in the glasses and the wig?
Vic, calm
That's
down.
the horse face woman? Who are you people?
Hello, Trent Heilerstam. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Yeah.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Comar. And this is
Is this
your
the
special
this is the
task
squad that we... Yeah, these are the people that we rolled in with.
force. Special Consultant Trent Heidelstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Bro, shut up.
Lieutenant Kim Kisoragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
I didn't do shit.
We might need your help with something later.
Yeah, it's suddenly regaining his confidence.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
Like me.
The two aren't mutually exclusive.
Thank you, legendary electrochemistry. That's why we pumped all of our skills into that at the end there. To prove that you can be a naughty boy and a decorated police lieutenant.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim, you gotta have my back. Let's destroy them.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
You said that weird. She says warmly, flashing Lieutenant the tiniest, one N of smiles.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
The fuck is going on here, dude? I'm high and drunk. What is this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
Yeah, get out of here,
No,
nerd.
Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now.
What is going
What
on?
have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Shit kid. What an interesting moniker.
What's a shit kid?
You. Shit kid, that's you.
Despite all that you've done, the deserter, the phasmid, the case,
Despite all that I've done.
No, because of all that you've done.
How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
After all that Sylvie stuff, he betrays me. I saved his establishment and still he betrays me? Damn you, cafeteria manager! You betrayed me for the last time!
Speaking of which, the giant aerograffito in front of the building, the one that's burning, did you do that?
Yeah, I lit it on fire. It was a poetic gesture.
I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trant? I told you it was our shit kid.
The line is from Lu Jiatun's Mirova 82, isn't it?
Nerd.
About girl-child communism, the titular returning character to ghost the apparition of... Good choice, Harry.
he is correct. It was the Seraïs poet, Lu Jiatun,
Okay.
who,
Don't encourage him, Trant.
Okay.
You aren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged. I heard you lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now.
Wrong.
There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
Wrong.
he was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Maybe if you hadn't been so sarcastic, I would have realized I knew you.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry.
Join the
if I
fucking
wasn't
club,
in
bro.
the mood to butter you up after you told us to fuck off.
I don't like being lied to.
I didn't lie to you. No one lies to you. You were so fucked up on booze you couldn't recognize your own partner.
Ah, that shit's in my past. You never told me you're not the horse-faced woman.
Lieutenant, my name is not Horse-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends.
You know what she means by friends. But ask, just to be sure.
Friends with benefits.
No. without any benefit.
Are you sure?
You fucking idiot. You stupid fucking idiot.
What the hell, dude?
Or even worse than before. How is that even possible?
Bro.
It's true. You have a problem.
Suggestion? You can go die in a fucking ditch. So, Trant Heidelstamm turns out to be Special Consultant Trant Heidelstamm?
Yes, I'm Trant Heidelstamm. I never said I wasn't Trant Heidelstamm.
Wait, what's up with the kid then?
Mikhail? Mikhail is my son.
Oh yeah? What was up with all the interesting history? Spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Oh, okay. So what are you? Special consulting here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia.
All right, nerd. All right, I heard
To
enough.
see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on.
You mentioned a task force.
Yeah. Major Crimes Unit under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory. Who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trant fucking Heidelstamm, and Guillaume Bevy.
He stares at you.
I'm technically just a civilian.
Shut up, nerd.
Fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Yeah, first, who's Guillaume Bevy?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left, because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit.
Okay.
Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trant, because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde with sunglasses? Like you were?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G Baby. It was going to be funny. But then, you really did have brain damage. So, not so much anymore.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
Do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We're shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
He trails off, not wishing to finish sentence. Where have you been all this time? There's a mercenary tribunal.
God damn it, Harry.
He shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye.
You told us to fuck off. You said we are cramping your style. You're detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Why would you leave a literal police god?
You were crying hysterically. You were drunk, breaking things, being emotionally abusive. You said we were going into the abyss.
Sounds right.
None of us wanted to see the abyss, so we fucked off. Like you told us to.
Nope, none of this is ringing any bells.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage, Detective God. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, pound, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Wait, socioeconomically? You think I'm so poor I lost my memory?
Not when you phrase it like that.
Well, then
But
don't
I
say
think
stupid
crystal
shit.
Theory, I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched pink academia, but still, I don't think it should be off the table here.
I was asking everybody for
What?
money.
He lost his memory because of capitalism?
No, not like that. I'm not talking for Hedefort's cool here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
Should I just lie? And just move on? Because I killed the shit out of this case. We figured it out. I made it all up. I made it all up. As I already told Lieutenant Kitsuragi, I know what I am.
And what is that?
A drunk and a loser. Fuck you.
That is what I thought, at first. That it was a fantasy. But I've seen him work. It's not. He really is experiencing something out of the ordinary. He really does not remember.
Lieutenant, I'm sorry. But
Lieutenant.
you've been bewitched by the shit kid. It happens. I know it's hard to accept, but he
Don't
made it
turn me
all
against
out.
Kim.
Because he's a psychopath. It's a simple explanation.
I would shoot John in the fucking head right now.
Detective Vigmer. He has blacked out before. We should take this seriously.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case. The other when we looked into that mural.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures toward the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input.
What an interesting take. And what an interesting, if this sticks, what an interesting way to drive the story.
Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trant, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless.
Alright, John is a fucking loser. He's a loser.
Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a crétin now? I want to
Look at
know
his
that.
dumb haircut. His pathetic beard. Dumb red nose. Sad eyes. Stupid fucking outfit. Fuck him.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Alright, fuck all of you. I don't want to be in your unit.
No, Harry. Fuck you. You already fucked us. I've already explained this shit to Price twice. To Berdiaeva 4 times. I'm your partner. I
Oh
am
no,
suffering
Kim's
for
my
you
partner,
there.
bro. Don't you fucking dare. What now?
Now, nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Just stand there.
Yeah. Just stand there. It's cool.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to our motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Hold on, in the ocean?
Yes, in the ocean. Under the sea. Our work vehicle with fish and clams and other sea shit.
The time had come. Tequila sunset, bitch.
Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset. Not sunrise because you're almost dead. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me.
Dude, this dude is the worst character in the game.
Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip.
Good.
You know that, right? You're gonna get fired. And I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
I lost it. I haven't found it yet.
He doesn't have it. Here's an idea. Maybe you could look in the motherfucking motor carriage you drove into the sea? Maybe look there? Fuck it. I'll get it myself. Just tell me you have your gun.
Gun? Gun?
Yeah, gun. The thing that was given to you to kill people.
I upgraded my gun to a rifle.
Upgraded it? I don't care about your weapon mania, Harry. I only care about your official sidearm, which you lost.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have it. My sidearm. Nope.
I knew it. I told you he didn't have it.
This isn't cause for celebration. It's bad.
Oh, I would say it's very bad. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Please put the stolen rifle away before you kill someone.
I'm not drunk. I haven't started drinking again. Wait, where did my trunk go? I didn't lose my gun. I have my
We're
gun.
not talking about the fucking gun anymore. We're talking about the vaporized cloud of ethanol coming from your mouth.
This is so unfair. He knows you have the gun, and still he's punishing
Yeah, it's because he's the worst. Yeah, I'm drunk and I'm also on drugs.
Who are you buzzing for, huh? A suspect escaped, Harry. Classy as something. Because you were too high to assess a flight risk.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Alright, not taking her in was the right thing to do, okay? She gave a vital clue that led us to the island.
Oh, well. If she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, who also escaped. Yeah, Ruby's something. Or the fact that you're Everard Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That small-time stuff, that's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 6 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry.
I'm king.
It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could.
Thank you,
The
Kim.
company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals. He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Yeah, what he said.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
Yeah, fuck you, Jean. He brushes a stray strand out of... I don't even
You
care.
spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
Kim? Go ahead.
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Yeah,
Well,
W Freighter.
the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. And he's been drinking on the job.
Oh, don't. Not in my ears.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day.
I do.
It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler.
Yes.
He grinds.
Yes.
He makes the real.
Yes.
He's a visionary and a
Yes.
money engineer, which is just.
He shakes his head.
Other still, he is also a Mazovian socio-economist.
That's
who
right.
believes in liquidating the ruling class.
That's right.
How he reconciles these 2 points of view, I do not know.
Neither.
But he is vocal on both of them.
Yes.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Amphetamine, mostly.
Yeah.
But despite all these, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact.
Kim?
He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven.
That's right.
Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke,
Yeah.
which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort.
Yeah.
He really sang his heart out.
Fuck you, Jean.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation.
What, bitch?
He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
A new species?
Shut up, nerd.
A colossal stick insect, 3 meters tall. It's on the island, camouflage as the reeds. It unfolded from them. I did not, unfortunately, get a photo, but I believe it may have been the Insulindian phasmid.
That's right, you little bitch.
I know this sounds fantastic, but I'm a 4 times decorated lieutenant of the RCM. I do not make up encounters with cryptids to spice up my day. I am very, very sane.
Absolutely. He's the sanest motherfucker I've ever seen. Not just worked with, ever come into contact with, perhaps to have ever existed on the planet. Kim is as fucking straight-laced as they come. beautiful.
I don't doubt you, Lieutenant. If you say it was the Insulindian phasmid, then it was the Insulindian phasmid.
Boom, shakalaka.
Lieutenant, is it somehow connected to the case?
He pays you no heed.
Detective?
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, but also
Yes, I believe the pheromone it emits may be responsible for the killer's mental degradation.
the old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
We could order a search. I could get people from EPIS on the island, entomologists, doctors. There must be signs of it in the reeds. If we found the Insulindian phasmid, well, that would be absolutely exceptional. The PR value alone.
Shut up, nerd.
There, you need to make your case now. The floor is all yours.
Thank you.
You prepared it well.
I also started a nightclub in the church.
What was that? It
Yeah.
sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Yeah, I discovered a hitherto unexplored entroponetical phenomenon in there too, a 2mm hole in the world.
That's great. Anthroponaut is a great new career for you. After police officer. I don't care. Go live in the Pale.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
Alright, also the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
It had gathered items in its nest, a helmet, a scope, a passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers.
Shut up, nerd. I still think it was a female.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it.
No, you did not.
It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
It could maybe roll it, like a dung beetle.
I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Just a hunch.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female.
Shut up,
That
nerd.
makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
In his mind, he's already planning a nature reserve and knows a good guy for that.
It had mandibles that looked like hair. It was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. It's a toughie that you don't have a photo. This would look very, very flashy in the papers. None of it says vigilante murderers to me at all. Great PR.
Shut up, nerd.
I tried to, but I only got a blur.
We can still work. Cop discovers new species in there. I know a good guy in La Majeste, but only after the École Supérieure people find it. This cannot be done by French people.
It needs to be white coats and glassware for this fly. We need professionals.
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still.
Suggestion, just be dead.
Quit while you're ahead? Or
No. The killer, Lilianovich Dross. You have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
I don't have time for this. Straight to the motive, please.
Of course, excuse me. I just thought it was noteworthy.
He killed the mercenary in an act of jealousy.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years, 70-something?
Shut up.
A strange psychosexual fixation. Aggravated,
Exactly.
possibly, by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason, said he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island. and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh,
Thank you,
it's
Horseface.
way more than that.
Oh, it's more than that. A perfect folding mechanism. Like the Phasmid. It's my masterpiece. They'll teach this shit in cop school.
Masterpiece. Get over yourself, Harry.
Jealous
I can still smell
much.
the booze on the wind.
Okay.
God damn it. It is bad. Even you can smell it.
Alright.
Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
The previous head of the Debradors Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, wherever Art and Edgar Clare have ears
Oh,
everywhere.
this is my home. You think Isabel gives a shit? You think those little twins give a shit? Lillian's not gonna squeal on me.
And eyes, too. Your return from the island must not have gone unnoticed.
Understood, of course.
I would prefer not to partake in anything Union-related, for political neutrality.
Shut up, nerd. There was also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in the boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41.
Ah.
I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Really? Because sometimes it feels like it.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
Thanks, Horseface.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
I also looked into the mystery of the doomed commercial area.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
The curse turned out to be possibly entroponetical, part of my larger investigation into Martinez itself.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Didn't turn out to be anthroponetical again. Enough with the easily pale 2mm hole in the word line. This isn't Paradox B. We're a police force.
Paradox B is a fringe science magazine published in Grad. Its mission, it
No one
doesn't
cares,
look like
encyclopedia.
the Lieutenant wishes you to push this angle.
Fair. So what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude?
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
A quick nod.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable.
Shut up, nerd.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Okay, wait. I have a few questions before we go about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently,
Not now. Not after you gave me all of this shit. You owe me.
jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
Wait, but before?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
No way. I was a rock and roll singer.
You haven't told us about that. You just told us about being a gym teacher.
Ugh, that does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair,
The collection of fallen sportswear I've amassed.
the fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is.
This fucking game,
The
dude.
raw, robust stamina.
Of course, yeah.
This guy, too. God, even this javelin throwing freak here.
Oh, God. Contact Mike.
Of course. Contact Mike.
he's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Hey, Contact Mike is a reprise of the most inspiring basic sporting principle of open competition, a 5001 rank outsider.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vote an impassable goal for finance and privilege?
It is getting cold out.
When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go.
Okay,
since then.
Sean. You're not peak alpha yourself. You said in Quran I was a gym teacher there?
Yes, you taught gym in Coron. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards. Kuro, is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
Why did I join the RCM then?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope. An ocean.
What did this just become? Okay, I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Wait, why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Wait, some chick? Was she called Dora Dubois?
Dubois. It was Dora Ingerlund, I think. You've said her name. But
We never
you
got
weren't
married.
You were
Wait.
engaged.
Dora Ingerlund?
Something like that. Half Vasan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
Pretty Nazi-Aryan of you, Encyclopedia. So we weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
Wait, when was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong?
Wait, 6 years?
No, it was 6. Like ancient. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Ingerlund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Was she?
Incredibly bangable.
Huh?
She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous.
Don't you
A
talk about my
gorgeous
wife.
bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
I said waifu-ish. 2021, baby.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin.
I've only seen a picture. But it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is about to go down. It's time to go.
Dude, Horseface likes Harry.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way
It's
east.
too idyllic. It's too
What to
idyllic.
say which came first? The middle-class chick or the drink? Egg and the chicken kind of thing.
Yeah, it's chicken or the egg, but
My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist?
he pauses
A
to think.
forensic psychiatrist? Good talk to that.
I hate
In
this guy
other
so
words,
much.
He's heard enough about this.
Okay, am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No,
No? Because the suspects seem to think...
you're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry.
Yes.
No mob boss would take you.
Yes.
I assure you, I wouldn't.
Shut up,
He
nerd.
would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Precinct 41, what kind of station is it?
Us? We're the bloody murder station. Haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one
Well,
likes
you're
us.
the bad guy, but don't talk about me
That's
or
not
Horseface like that.
Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind.
Dude, no.
It is an understaffed station, and the district is too big, which is why we need to.
He tilts his head northward.
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torson and McLean?
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though. Torson and McLean.
An iconic duo, I take it.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We're garbage.
And the Sea Wing is...
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
He's anything but a loser. Although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
And Price is...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance?
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town.
Alright, nerd, shut up. What happened? Why do we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast. Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the Union headquarters.
Alright, so I work in the Bloody Murder Station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what are you gonna do now, dude?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen.
Of course.
It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Rivershoal.
He pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lenses of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I meant investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
I need a new partner, bro.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
Lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Achievement unlocked. Recruit Detective Kim Kitsuragi.
He's really considering it.
End is freaky. Before I end, I'll be right back. I'm ready.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
The great district hums in the slowly falling snow. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, and chimney stacks. Fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Precinct 41, to Boogie Street, forking into the white horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Idlestan? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Yes. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price points his pen at the doctor. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through, and when he does, he'll side with Rivershoal. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
There we go! There it is! Oh man, what a journey! Oh my god. I don't even know what to say, yo. I don't even fucking know what to say. It's just one of the best games ever made. It's more than a game. It's one of the best usages of your time. Disco Elysium. God, I can't believe it's over. What a good ending. What a good fucking ending, you know? Oh, man. Like, I want to get into it, but, like... I feel like I need to write a 10,000 word essay about it. You know? It's that dense of a game. And it's so singular of an experience. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna think about this for a couple of days. Let's check out these voices real quick. It's on different egg. Wow, wow. Cool to see some of those voice actors cross over. Elena Dent, good shit. I mean, good shit to all of these people. You're all brilliant. Every one of you is brilliant. No way. Former coal miner? Like, there's people we didn't even meet. How wild is that? We spent like 50 plus hours in this world, and like there's still shit we haven't seen or done. It's so crazy. Yeah, so like I was saying, I do think that I am going to think about this game for a while, and then I think I'm just gonna straight record a video of my thoughts on it. You know? Yeah, I'm gonna bring it to the podcast, but like, as I was saying, like at the beginning of the video, it's kind of like I need everyone in my life to play this game. And even saying small things about it and what makes it special might ruin the moment for a person. So it's difficult to have a conversation about it if you have any inkling that the other party may or may not actually play the game, you know? Is this game a hard sell? Yes. Resoundingly yes. You have to be of a particular temperament to lean into this fucking thing. For sure. There's no doubt about it. It's slow. And it's convoluted. But it's not. It's so clean, actually. And that's the beauty of the thing. Every conversation comes up later, you know? Oh, man. Like, straight up, if everyone in the world just shut the fuck up about politics and religion and your place in the world, shut the fuck up, play Disco Elysium, and have some fun. There's so much here to springboard ideas off of. And this game does something really cool, where regardless of how you respond, it shames you for it. And that's how we learn how to act as people. When we're in a social situation, we behave a certain way, and the people before us judge us, and they say, no, not that. Not that. And then we know not to do that anymore. And that's how we behave. That's how we learn how to behave, you know? And this is an interesting simulation of that, you know? Obviously, it's so much more than that, and that's not me saying give in to the crowd. Don't give in to the crowd. Be yourself. But the way in which this game presents ideas, and then it basically just machine guns you. It firing squads you. Get against the wall. You believe that? Do you really believe that? This was just such an honest fucking game. Honest across the board, you know? I think about this all the time in media. How, like, there are, no matter how honest you are being as an artist or a writer or whatever, there are still certain topics that you tread around lightly, or don't even touch in most cases. This game says, fuck it, drugs, sex, all of the things. It's all on the table. Insanity, suicide. This game doesn't give a shit. It's willing to go there, and not only is it willing to go there, it goes there and it just atomizes the concepts and forces you to explore all of them, no matter how uncomfortable. This is not for the faint of heart. If you want to give it a fair shake, and I recommend everyone does, but like giving this game a fair shake means doing what we just did. Dedicating a lot of time and effort into hearing people out. Because people have reasons for doing what they do, even if they are, air quotes, vilified. And that's so important. These characters are so thorough and beautiful. Mankind, be vigilant. We loved you. What a fucked up sentence. Back to the main menu, huh? That's actually just it. We did it. We did it. Front to back, Disco Elysium. Now, firmly. It's firmly in the canon, dude. It's on the mantle. Dust off the picture frame. One of the best games ever made, and I mean that. No other game will take you to these extremes, and that's largely the point. I think that's probably the most resounding. I've come up with 2 resounding theses about Disco Elysium, and I'm going to attempt to think about them and expand out, you know, to other domains and such, but the 2 resounding theses that I think are steadfast, that I'm confident in, and I think are profound. One is that this game is all about intensity. It's all about pushing humanity as far as it can possibly go, seeing where the limits are. Because that's the defining characteristic of life, is that it has limits. But it can still go really fucking far. And finding how far you can go, that may or may not be the point of life. And that's what this game explores. It's the pale, you know? It's the pale. How far can we go? How far can we go with drug use? How far can we go with loving somebody who doesn't love you back? How far can we go to insanity? How far are we willing to go to keep the peace? How far are we willing to go for our ideologies? How far are we willing to go for humanity at large? Is this a lost cause? Maybe it is. And if that's true, what does that mean for you presently being a person in the world? If all of this is meaningless, and if this is a lost cause, you know, it's Camus shit. I could kill myself, or I could have a cup of coffee. It was even presented in our dream sequence, our last one, with our X something. It was our extremeness, it was our intensity that drove her away from us. When we were sad, we were fucking sad. You know? When we did something, we fucking did something. Is that not the proper mode of behavior in the world? Is that not how we're supposed to behave? Why not give things your all? If you're sad, feel when you're being sad. If you're happy, be elated. But it's true that there's something about that. When somebody's fucking happy, it's kind of like, alright, like, stop. Like, you know, pump the brakes here. You know? I want you to be in your space, but recognize that there's other people also being in their spaces. It like, literally, all of Harry Dubois' insanity, well, not all of it, but a lot of it came from his ex saying that to him. Being like, you're too extreme. And the game lets you be that extreme. How wild is that? It lets you participate in why Harry is the way he is. This game is about limits and finding those limits for humanity. It's brilliant. The other thesis that I came up with is this game is about the not so silly ways in which people find meaning in the world. This game covers the map, yo. This game is all about where you find meaning in this fucked up life. In this life that, against all odds, you shouldn't be able to arrive at anything meaningful. You shouldn't want to do anything here because it's too weird and scary and terrifying, and it'll tear you apart if you make a wrong move, and people are going to judge you, and you're going to judge yourself, and you're going to want to die. And yet you still do things. There are still things out there in three-dimensional space that we want to do. And it's going to animate our bodies, and we're going to move to go do those things. We're going to perform a choreography, and we're going to accomplish those things. And this game does a really good job of outlining all of the different ways in which people find meaning, and shows you unapologetically how beautiful or how dark they can be. Be it drug use, or hypnotic dance music, or scientific intrigue, you know, with Suna. Gart just managing a bar and finding incredible pride in that. Kuno not giving a shit about anything and just being completely reptilian-brained. All of the other, obviously, political figures in here, Everard and Joyce, you know, truly playing up ultraliberalism and communism. Rene and Gaston, you know, Rene still, he's truly living in nostalgia. That's where he finds meaning in what he did, the huge accomplishments that he made in his past. And Gaston being the complete opposite, just being content to fucking just eat a sandwich and be in the company of a friend. The dice maker, just completely okay to ignore the world and just make dice, this seemingly inconsequential thing. But that's what she's out here doing, you know? And even to give us like the impasse between being like, here, there's a bunch of speed freaks here. We're gonna say, no, don't do the speed anymore, but do pursue music. Even fucking like Kim and Harry. The not so silly things that we decide to pursue in life to imbue our lives with meaning. Harry's out here looking for the truth, as is Kim, despite their methods being woefully different. The witch, just trying with every single moment of her life to not let that curse overtake her. Why not? Why is that a silly way to live your life? Things possess us, man. We don't know why they possess us. This game, man. It just allows us to see, you know? It allows us to see. And that's awesome. It's both incredibly judgmental and completely amoral as well. Hey, you can do whatever you want. Speaking to every character in the game, you can do whatever you want. This is the good that's going to come from it, and this is the bad. Is that your decision? Are you happy with where you arrived? Now, you can double down and continue down this path now that you've seen the repercussions of your actions. Or you can make a change. You make the change, things are even worse. Hey, now you're here. How do you feel about this? Should you double down on this? Because maybe, you know, you just didn't spend enough time doing it. Maybe you have to do it longer, and then there's the light. Or maybe this was a mistake. Go back to your old shit. Who knows? But this game allows us to explore those ideas, and it does it so elegantly and eloquently and disturbingly and hilariously. Disco Elysium, everybody.